I actually won't have that. Hello, everybody. I hope that you're doing well today. We're going to continue building the Sanctum Sanctorum in Minecraft. There won't be any music on here because I'm also trying to stream this to YouTube. I don't know whether or not that will work, but yeah, we will see how that does. Right, so I'm just getting the instructions up now. So the way that I build these is I don't look at any tutorials or anything like that. All I do is I look at the Lego instructions. There we go. So I've got those up now. So I'll scroll down on that. Oh, we're up to the really awkward part, I think. Yeah, where we're making a goblet. Hello, Boneless Pizza! Hello! It's good to see you in the live stream. Hello! I'm just going to move that a little bit closer. There we go. So then I can prop that up. There we go. Hello, Boneless. How are you doing? How is everything in terms of the sound and the screen and things? Thank you, Boneless. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm doing very well. How is it looking? Like in terms of the camera quality and everything looks good. That's good. That's what we like to hear. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, as you can see, I've done a fair bit since I last streamed this over on TikTok. I think this is probably a little bit better than over on TikTok because I think the camera is more zoomed in on here when I stream to this. I don't know why, but I think it is. But yeah, so you can see I've added a bit of a false ceiling above there. So I will one day like extend all of that out completely. And yeah, you've got the police station there. We've got Ghostbusters HQ. We've got all the good stuff, you know. You can no longer see kind of behind this wall because it's at a good height. So the world is making very good progress. And the Sanctum's looking cool as well. Yesterday, all we did, we added a few details. Oh no, boneless! Oh no. But yeah, so we've got like a little skull. Do you think this skull looks good? Do you think that looks like a good skull? Because I wanted to try and like get the details on there. And I wasn't too sure on how it would do. But I think that's kind of the best that I could have done with it. The skull's very skilled, thank you. I appreciate that. I know we're going to build something which is not going to seem like that at all. Which is a golden goblet. I think we may as well use the golden material for this. because yeah, it's going to be this kind of thing. Oh, but the thing I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to build this a little bit out of order because there's a bookshelf on the side here which also has them in. So I think we'll leave that goblet for now, and we'll build the bookshelf just so that then I know the proportions that these goblets are kind of supposed to be in. Yeah, I'm streaming it a bit later than I intended. I had hoped to have started the stream like a couple of hours ago, really, but I was very tired. I went to sleep way later than I intended. It was like, I think 3 in the morning, maybe later than that by the time I actually went to sleep. I'm hoping that we'll be able to finish the Sanctum Sanctorum, not today, but within the next couple of months. I want to get started with the hospital, you know? Not like it's a TikTok stream. Yeah, I need to try and be much stricter with my schedules because at the moment everything's kind of a bit all over the place. So I need to try and get back into that routine of waking up and starting a stream on here at like 9 in the morning, so then I can do my writing from midday until 8 p.m. where I can then go live over on TikTok. I need to try and get back into that routine because it kind of went a bit all over the place. Need to tell us no more when we say late stream. I thought it was my fault. I did ask if I should have built one more bag. I take full responsibility for it. I'm just really enjoying it, Like the current set we're building is really, really cool. And it was great speaking to you guys. Yeah, this is going to be really awkward to build because I've got 3 goblets, which the goblets, once I've done one, the other 2 are fine because it's just kind of a copy-paste thing. They're the same on all sides, so it doesn't matter really how that's going to look as long as I master one. But then one of the goblets has a candle in it, which the candle part is, again, it's fine. It's just a cylindry type piece. But then there's a flame in it, which is the same that I've done in the Ghostbusters HQ. I don't know if it's at an angle or not, but that's going to be a bit awkward to do. So because of these details, that's a big reason why I'd wanted to do this a little earlier than I have done, because those kinds of details usually take up a lot of time. Because you know what I'm like with these, it's a lot of indecisiveness. How is the stream with no music on, by the way? Because yesterday I tested it with music on, but the music came across as like really garbled and bad quality. So I thought instead of really bad quality, it's probably just best to have no music. Oh, it does feel really quiet. That should be 2 away from the top, which I think it is. Cool, so that is the sides of the bookshelf complete. Oops, or else it will be once I cover over that. So things can't go any taller than this. This is the marking. And you can kind of see like a good indication now as to how that's going to go. And I do need to do these goblins. I have delayed for long enough. So I need to remember that was a stud. So that, I think, is the base of the goblet. So it went 3 by 3 as the base. So I think that would have been like that. Hello, Bonus. You disappeared at such a bad time. I asked you questions. I was like, oh no, Bonus is gone. I was asking, how is it without the music? Because I tested out with music yesterday, and it was really, I think, bad quality music. Like in terms of like the music itself was great, but for you guys hearing it, I think it was really garbled. So I've decided kind of just to have no music. Plus, then if I'm also streaming to YouTube, because I want to see if that'll work or not. Because Rumble does have that feature where you can stream to multiple platforms at once. It's calm without music, fair enough. Is it better though? Is it better? That goes 3 tall. Yeah, because I was like, if there's, I was like, I'll go for just the best quality stream I can, and if that means no music, that means no music. Oh, you taste that's good. It feels really quiet though. It's just so quiet. And that all goes out by 1. Oh no. Why does that exist as a half slab? That means I'm going to have to change what I'm doing. No. Okay. I'm going to have to use the bamboo. Yeah, I'll use the bamboo instead then for the gold. Even though it's not going to look very gold. It's just going to look really weirdly bamboo-y. Where's my bamboo? Where is my bamboo? I bet I've like scrolled past it a ton of times. I think it's better for us. We have you as audio, but for you it's just text. Yeah, this is true. At least that's good, like, because I just want it to be good for you guys, you know? Like, would I love to be listening to my music right now? Of course I would. Because otherwise the silence is deafening, you know? But as long as it's better for you guys, because, you know, you're the ones watching it, and I would like it to be somewhat entertaining for you. Where is this bamboo at? Have I scrolled past it like a bunch of times? Where is it? Where is my bamboo? That's straw. I don't want that. I don't want the hay bale. Why is the game doing this to me? Why? Because that's not it. That's the bee nest. Oh my! I knew you would have done. I knew it. I knew it. Because it would just look like that, and it's not going to be like in. Okay, technically you didn't see me scroll past it a bunch of times because it was in the wood. I did not know that bamboo was a type of wood. I have learned something new. I did not realize it was there. It's in nature? What? No, it's not. Look, what are you on about? This is wet sponges. This is sponges and wet sponges. What are you on about? I saw you look at bamboo? No, look, this is the nature stuff. You've got wet sponges and sponges. Like, and this is the bee nest. Yeah, that's the bee nest. That ain't no bamboo. Well, only look at the bottom, don't scroll. What, from the top? What are you on about? Oh my god. That's not what I was referring to, Boneless. That's not the bamboo I needed. No. Oh. But yeah, I see. Yeah. I should have been more specific and was like, I want. But I didn't know what to refer to it as. Because that's just bamboo slab. I didn't know I was looking for bamboo planks. I didn't know, Boneless. I didn't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this in the same way that I've done the golden minifigure thing because it's gonna use half things. It's gonna use slabs. You only said bamboo. I know. Like I said, I didn't know what I was after. I knew what I was after. I just didn't know what it would be called in the game. I didn't know. Why would I be after bamboo? Like just straight up bamboo. Why would I need that for this? Why? Alright, so that's 3 tall, and then we're gonna just make that go up by 1, I think. I mean, it doesn't look very golden, which is sad. That's my criticism at the moment of it. It's not very golden. Like this works because that looks very silver. So that goes out by 1, and then it goes out by another. But in terms of half slabs, how does that work? Oh, because it's I see what I've done. So that's 2.5. So I've messed up. So that's like that. So it's now 2.5, and then it will go out here, I think. This is the only thing with this. Like, the moment it gets into minifigure accessories, it gets really awkward. It's like for that bit, I should probably use stairs. Just to, make that look a little bit rounder at the bottom and less. Yeah, that looks a bit better, I think. It makes it look a little bit more natural. I don't even know if I have that in stairs, though. Oh, I do. I've got it here. Just so that then goblet designs are kind of consistent. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Kind of. Maybe. Ish. Yeah, anyway, I need to look at what the next thing is for that. So it's gone up by that half. And then it goes full blocks all the way around for 1, 2, 3 height. Oh no, I do, yes. Oh no. 1, 2, 3. So that looks like a decent goblet. So I'm hoping that this design can translate to this. Now, I do need the white. Is this the one with the lines between it? It is. I could probably do the one without the lines between it because this is supposed to represent a candle. I want my smooth quartz. Yeah, there we go. So from here, that would have to go up by 6. Yeah. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that is. Oops. That. Yeah, so I'd make that a bit chunkier. How is it around here? Oh yeah. Okay, that's cool. So it does go out like that. Oh, I actually need to change that a little. There we go. So I think we're actually fine with the proportions of this. I think this has worked out quite well. Because that would kind of be, although it kind of hasn't. It has, but hasn't at the same time. I think the goblet goes too wide because I think the way that the actual goblet is kind of like that, with that kind of just fitting on top. Would this work? So that's kind of how the goblet actually would be. One, two, three, four, five, six. And so I think that the goblet, I don't know. I'm like, looks a bit iffy. Although, yeah, it's because it needs a little bit more slope into there, I think. They're your recommended emojis? Oh no. That's alright, bonus. Yeah, because that just looks ridiculously tall as a candle. But yeah, it would have to kind of stick within those proportions. Because yeah, that can't actually go out any further. One, two, three, four, I think, taller. So it'd kind of have to be like that. Which, to be fair, in terms of the overall height, that isn't far off, you know? It just looks a bit odd because it looks like it should go out a little bit more outwards, but I think that's probably as good as it can go. Because yeah, that's proportional to what that block would be. So unless I like do something like this. But I don't think that's really gonna help it all that much. Let me get rid of that bottom one. Yeah, because that's then too tall. Maybe I do something like that. Oh. Just had a little bit more texture around the base there, because that I don't think looks particularly good. So maybe get rid of the halves, and then although the issue with that then is the overall candle then has to reflect this. So even though I've made that go out and that does look a bit more goblety, the overall candle then has to be raised so that then it properly fits in line with that. Although the candle is quite blocky. And I think this might look a bit more like a candlestick, although see, I think that definitely improves the goblet. Maybe if I also like do this, just kind of give that impression of it. I think that looks better. And I think that looks more like a goblet. I think you can kind of tell what that is a bit more. So we'll do that with these. Oops. There you go. I think that's good. The candlestick still looks a little tall, but like I say, sticking with the proportions of everything, that should be 6 tall in total. Because you've got the little bit that would be in here, which would be your 6th part. Because technically these are 7 tall. It's a weird amount. Because usually this bit would be shown on the ground. So you'd have like 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that's your 7th, which would get covered over if you put the piece on top of here. Because it's always a 6 gap with like any brick. Because you have like the base bit which would be showing, and then you've got the rest. So I think that goblet looks all right. I think it looks decent. And then yeah, you've got the candle here, which I think the chunkier design does work well. I mean, you can see where we've done that kind of piece around here. Yeah, here for the back of the table. And it looks good and it looks round there, but I don't think the candle really should be as round as that. And I think in the goblet as well, I think that kind of works. So this is where I'm like, do I do like half slabs at all? Just to maybe try and give it even more roundness. Like for that, you know? Like, do we do this? And I think the answer is no. Yeah, I think that emphasizes the roundness a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's probably the best we can do with it. In the proportions we've got, at least, I think that's the best we can do. Yeah, so then we can get rid of the interior of that. Kind of hollow that out a little bit. And then we will... Can we hollow out any of that? No, we cannot. We cannot hollow that out. What did I do? We'll just put these two together to make the big block. Okay, so those have to stay there. They have to stay put. I mean, I think that kind of looks relatively cup-like on the inside now. I think. I don't know. Ta-da! Goblet is complete. I should probably modify the goblet we've got downstairs now, though. But it's fine. And now we need the transparent one, which is... Do we do it in a white? I will do it in the white stained glass, I think. Yeah, we'll do it in this. So we'll swap that out. First, though, we will do it in something very, very different. We'll do it in stone, just yeah, we'll do it in stone. Just because it's then very, very easy to see. And then we'll swap that out with the glass. And then... Although... Oh, this is going to be a pain because we're not going to have glass stairs. Okay, this is going to have to be a slightly different design then, because there's nothing at all comparable to glass in stair form. Minecraft, add stairs. Add some stairs. So I'm just going to have to do this entirely as blocks. So this one isn't going to look as good, but it'll still look cool. Yeah, because like that's just going to be a bit odd looking probably. So 1, 2, 3. At least we got rid of the slabs though. At least we decided against the slabs, because that would have looked really dodgy if it relied on that. It's fine though, it's glass, it's transparent, you're not going to be able to see it. It's okay. And then we fill in the corners and do this as well, because we don't have the stairs. And then from there it goes 1, 2, 3 taller. And this one just got as like a block, like this. Oops, there we go. So 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! And then yeah, we've got like a little bit of a fancy thing in here. Oops. Where I'll just probably leave it like that, because again, we don't really have the luxury of anything at all in the glass. And we'll swap out all of this for the lovely glass. Oops. I forgot that would happen. See, the white glass isn't too awkward to work with. Because you can see it quite easily. we'll just do that for now. And then we'll go in and actually destroy these ones. And that's the inside of the glass all complete. Because I think the heights and things are right for it, so I think the designs are all right now. There we go. So that is that goblet complete. I think that's all right and done and completed. Oh, you missed that bit there. Yeah, that's good. This is where I'm like, is it hollow on the inside? No, it's not. That's good. So yeah, so that is that second glass completed. And then we've got the really, really ridiculously awkward part, which is the flame, which is going to go in here. Now, luckily, this flame doesn't look like it's on a diagonal. It does look like it just goes straight and out to the side. So I would like to replicate the Ghostbusters HQ flame in this, because I think that that's the best flame that I've done so far. But it's going to be a bit of a pain because it means a lot of going back and forth. So I think for now, I'll probably leave the flame, just because that's going to be a really awkward detail, and I would like to have screenshots available, because the Ghostbusters HQ is like all the way down there. You can't even see it, it's that far away. If I had a flame just kind of here, I would just go to and from. But yeah, so for now that's just going to look like this. It will look better eventually. I will do the flame piece one day. But for now, it'll just look like this. Because like I said, I'm trying to build them as accurately as possible to the sets. So we cover over this, because this is our other shelf. And yeah, I think that the glasses, they might be too low down. I don't know. Because I feel like they're almost scraping the top, although I think they're only like 2 blocks off. And they do look like they'd be able to like halfway on those second bricks. So I don't think they're actually as bad as I'm thinking. We'll cover all of this over, and then we will have a proper look then at the glasses. All the rain that you can see is exactly why I am adding a false roof. Granted, the fog will still remain, but there we go. Because then for you guys watching, it just looks a bit better. Yeah, see, I feel like they could go up by like just one taller. But like I said, I think, is that 3 off? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so they are about halfway. So I think that is probably the best I can do with them. It is a bit short, but I don't know. Because yeah, that looks just a block too tall, doesn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, technically 4. Let's test it out on that one. Does that look better? So I'm looking and going, is it too tall? Those awkward ones, I think, where it's either gonna look too tall or too small. We'll keep it like that for now. It's something I'll decide next time, with kind of fresh eyes on it all. But at the moment, that's, I think, the best we can do with them. Because going between having to fit on that shelf and then also having to look a certain way with this, I think this is the best we can do. But now it's time to build up this bookshelf. I'm kind of dreading doing the roof of this building as well, just because it's really awkward. Not only do you have a window, which I don't think it's on a slant, which is good. I think it does just stand up straight, but the window itself is curved and has a print on it. So not only do you have that, which is going to be a bit of a difficult thing to build accurately, but the roof itself is slanted forwards, or backwards. Yeah, slanted kind of into the building, and that I think is going to be difficult. And I'm hoping that everything around it is built in a way where it adds a good guide to where that slope is. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit difficult. So we're now going to add this bit. Oh, that's the wrong colour. So again, this bit just kind of locks all of this in place in the set. And we'll raise this bit. I wonder when the rain's going to stop in this game. I honestly can't wait for me to add a proper, like a false roof to all of this. Because then there'll be no more rain. It's just a bit distracting as I'm building. Now to add a little bit more up here. Because this just looks really odd now, but it will end up looking like that, I think. And then there we go. Hey, the rain's finally stopping. And I've just built that in the complete wrong place. I got distracted. Right, so that's actually here. This is a quick, easy thing to build. Yeah, it does not go up here. See, just like a real Lego set, I have put a piece in the wrong place. That's a good thing with Minecraft. It's very, very easy to amend things like that. And what is the next step? Cool, we're now adding a bit of a back to this. Now we need to make this go 6 taller, same with this. Don't worry, it's okay, Boneless. I'm glad you're back. I've decided I'm going to build the flame piece that goes into the candle on a future stream. Not today, because there's a lot of going to and back from the Ghostbusters HQ, because I want to use the same flame design that I've done there, and I don't know how I built it. So that's one where I'll need to take screenshots and send them to the tablet I'm currently looking at the instructions on, and then I'll be able to build it. We're making good progress with the bookcase on this side of the building. What do you think of the goblet design that I've got? Do you think that looks like a good goblet? You can see more down here as well. Because I wasn't sure if they were a block too small. But yeah, let me know what you think of the goblets. You really like them? That's good. That's good. Do you think that they're the right height, or do you think that they're a block too small? Because they kind of over here come halfway to the. So that's a stack of 2 bricks basically, and they're kind of halfway on that second one, which this one is. Like, this is 3 blocks, so the halfway line is kind of there. So I wasn't sure if it'd be a block too small, because the candle bit looks really tall. Perfect heights. That's good. Okay, that's good. I'm probably just overthinking it. You know what I'm like with these things. I overthink a lot. And this bookshelf is going to be a lot better, I think, once we've added these bits in. Or from the stream, like an idea of what you like. Yeah. Uh, then we'll fill in this corner. See, it's starting to take shape. It's looking a bit better. And it will look like that once we've added, I think, the next step. Yeah, the next step. So first I need to get rid of the top of that. It's really weird this is a bit open, but I don't know. How do they do it around this side? Oh yeah, that side's also open. Maybe that's going to become relevant when it comes to adding the roof. And now we need, I think, the blue concrete, and then there's more concrete. More concrete. Yeah, so we need the blue, and then we need this weird light green concrete, and then we also need the red brick. I'm still not overly fond of using the red brick for these books, but it is the right shade of colour. I just don't like the texture of it. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Is it fun? That's good. I'm glad it's fun. The books are nearly done now. There we go, and they look a little bit odd without anything on top of them, but that will be sorted now. I really like the layout of Rumble, it's nice and dark. That's good. I'm glad that you like it. But I know a lot of YouTube creators kind of jumping over to Rumble because of how strict YouTube is, and Rumble's a bit more relaxed about things. So they're kind of using Rumble as a bit of a backup plan just in case anything goes wrong with YouTube. And there we go, the books should be looking much better now. Still weird how they're like floating and they're not properly on the bookshelf. To be fair, it's one of those where there are the little raised bits I've seen the set here, so I'm like, should I add those just to like make it look proper? So it'd be like, oops, that just to like reduce that gap, but I think that looks a bit weird. I may very well extend the books downwards in the future, just to make it make sense, you know? And now we've got some slopes, so we're actually doing the front of the building now. So that's the interior details done. The only thing I'm missing is the flame, but as I explained, and I will add it, I just need to screenshot what I did at the Ghostbusters HQ because I really like that flame design. And this is not on a diagonal either, it just goes out to the side. So it'll be good once that's added. So now the awkward part of adding in these slopes. So first I'm going to do just a stack going up to where it needs to go to, which is here. Apologies for the noise you can probably hear in the background. I think the bin men are going around. Which is weirdly like, I always associate bin men with like early morning, not right in the middle of the afternoon. Yeah, so that is that. And it only goes up by 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bin men, yeah. So that would go like this, and then I need to figure out how to make this a decent slope. Now, as you can see, that's ridiculously steep. So I'm going to try and figure this out. What if I do 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, that doesn't quite work. So then when we go by 2 on that, and then we see if that actually makes a difference. And that's not going to be able to happen by 2, so we go by 3. And that's then by 4 up at the top. Because we just want that to try and be kind of evenish. Okay. What if we got rid of that and then went 4 there, and then 3, 3, 3, and then 4? Would that work if I went 4, 3, 3, 3, 4? Let's try it. I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I've kind of been dreading these slopes as well because of how steep they are. But we'll try it. Because some slopes work really well, but others just don't. So that's kind of how that will be. It's just that random 1 at the bottom. But this is the thing, because it does have that random bit. I could go 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Okay, that might actually look better. That might actually look a bit better. What do you think? I think this is a bit too much at the top. But then it's a case of where you put the 4. Because yeah, it has to like be at the bottom or in the middle. Okay, you know what? I think that actually looks a bit better. Looks good. Or I could just make that go by 3. And then that is just perfectly even then between all of it. And then, ta-da! It's just like a perfectly even slope. We might just do that. Yeah, we'll do this. Because that is now an even slope. And it looks good. We like that slope. So now we'll do it on the other side, which is going to cover up this window a little bit more. There we go. So that is those two slopes either side, which look cool. Now you can kind of get a bit more of an indication of this being a roof now with those slopes, I think. And now we've got a couple of bits that go on the top of the bookshelves. This is a stud with a plate on top of it. So there's the stud, and then because there's a plate on top, we get rid of the very top part of the stud, and then we expand that outwards. It does look like a roof, thank you. I'm glad it's looking a bit more like a roof now. Don't quite know why these pieces are on here just yet, but we'll hopefully find out. 1, 2, 3. That does not go there. There we go. So that's those on those sides. And now we're adding a little bit more roof detail up at the top. Yeah, still don't quite know why those bits are on the top, but you can kind of see now how this is mirroring this a little. Although I don't know why that's taller than that. Very, very weird. Well, that's just how it is. Then we'll add the slopey bit around to this side as well. I still like how well the fire station turned out. All of these sets have turned out amazing so far, I think. Who do you think the worst MCU villain is? What do you mean by worst? Do you mean like like most like poorly written and like that kind of thing, or do you mean like worst as in they're the most villainous? Or do you mean worst as in like they're the least villainous? I don't know. This is such a bad character. They have such oh, okay, as in like okay. So the kind of villain where I'm like, I wish they were not in that film, kind of thing. Um, I'm going to say, this is where I need to like quickly like skim through all the MCU villains. Um, I feel like it's probably going to be Malekith. I think, or Modoc, because even though I liked both Dark World and Quantumania, I think that Malekith and Modoc are both not well written. Like because I know nothing about them really. I mean, I think Malekith had less character than Modoc did, so I'm going to say probably Malekith because he just existed. He was just bad guy for bad guy's sake kind of thing. Whereas at least with Modoc, you kind of you do get his backstory. I mean, Malekith, you get his a little bit, but it's still just bad guy for bad guy's sake, isn't it? Who would you say is the most poorly written? And do you agree with my choice? Right, this is probably going to look like a roof now. Same as you? Okay. You also think Malekith? Like I say, I do like Dark World as a film. I think it's overhated, but when it comes to Malekith, I'm like, I don't know anything about him, and I don't know because his thing was just I want to plunge the world into darkness. It wasn't. Another one I thought of was Killian from Iron Man 3, but I think he had a bit more depth again because you do meet him as a scientist and things, and you do get his backstory with the what was it New Year's Eve party and so I'm like, okay, you do get stuff about him because like everyone else, I think is fairly either entertaining to watch or they're really fleshed out. Whereas like Mal, he just stands there and doesn't really do a great deal, which is a shame because they got Christopher Eccleston to play him, and Christopher Eccleston is a really good actor. So they kind of wasted it a bit with that. Now, who do you think the best villain is? I'd say the big ones from Eternals. I just remember they're like how they're like an expendable thing. Oh, okay. Oh, the Celestials, or like the ones that, or like the creaturey thing that was played by Bill Skarsgård. I can't remember Eternals very well. Ah, the Celestials. The Celestials are very cool. I want them to bring back the Celestials in some way. Yeah, I would say the best villains. I'd say it's either Ultron or Thanos. I think it's one of those two. Because even though, again, I think Age of Ultron gets a lot of unnecessary hate because people who know the comics and what Age of Ultron is, they kind of hate it a lot because of that. Um, but I'm like, no, but it is a really good film. It's still good. Um, I'm looking forward to him returning as well in Vision Quest when that eventually airs. Don't know when that'll be, but I'm looking forward to it. Ultron's a good choice. Yeah, yeah. I think Thanos is the easy choice. I think straight away everyone will probably think Thanos, um, because he did get a lot of fleshing out. You could argue that he's very much the main character in like Infinity War, Vision Quest. Yeah, I think it's a TV series that's coming out. There's a TV series called Vision Quest, which is going to focus on Vision, and you're going to have, from the sounds of it, human versions of the AI that we've encountered so far. So, like Friday and Jocasta and things like that. We're going to have human versions and a human version of Ultron. I don't quite know what it's going to, what that program's going to be. Apparently, it sounds really good from what people with the inside knowledge are aware of. But yeah, I don't know if that's this year or next year. But yeah, Vision Quest is a thing on the horizon. Ooh, I made the right choice with this, possibly. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. I made the very wrong choice. Oh no! We're going to end up with weird slopes. I thought I'd done it really well, but I haven't. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh dear. Interesting, yeah. We're going to end up with such a weird bit of wall now. So I may have to rebalance the slopes. Oh, that's okay, Bones, don't worry. And these are slopes I need to get right as well, because this is going to kind of mark out where the wall is. Yeah, so you're going to end up with a random bit here, which is going to look really tall and weird looking. the same issue that I've had with like the backs of the stairs, though. You know, because then you've got that big bit there where I'm like, oh no, oh no. Hmm. Hem. Because then we are kind of back at square one with it. Because then I just got some floor at the top. I don't really know what to do. Because this is really awkward. Because that does look like a very odd bit. Where I'm like, is this the same as over here? I don't think it is. I think these were actually bigger, weren't they? Yeah, because these were, they were just giant things. And then they were smaller. Problems. Because it looks like that would be either like a 1 or a 2 at the bottom. But not a 3. Because then that'll become a 4. We don't really want that. And that would still be a 5 up at the top then. So then we'd have to go by a 1. And that becomes a 5. Then a 4. Because that's 1, 4, 4, 3, 3, 4. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll just get rid of that for now, because that's going to be like where that one is. Yeah, because we've got this random 4. I could put it up there. Go like 1, 3, 4, 4, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, okay. No, I've kind of messed that up a little bit. I think. Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, because it looks like a really weird looking slope, but it kind of works at the same time. 3, 4, 4, and then 2. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, and then 1, 3, 4, 4. 4, 2. Okay, this is another 4. And then that's this one. How does that slope look? It looks so weird with that one at the bottom. But the one on the right looks better than the one on the left, because the one on the left you have this weird flat bit in the middle. I don't want that weird flat bit in the middle. I just want it all to be even. Is there a way of me getting it all even? Because even though it's technically not, I feel like if I can, then I probably should. Like, can I not just do like a bunch of 3s? Okay, no, I can't just do a bunch of 3s. Which is annoying. But that's looking a bit more even, right? It just means that we've got a 4 there and a 4 there. And a 4 there at the top as well. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th is where it kind of merges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the merging point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll put that there just so I know where it's merging. Three, 6, 9, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's literally the top of that piece, and that's the bottom of that piece. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's why, because, yeah. Okay. Again, this is where I'm working in the parameters of the thing. So, the x and that becomes 4. Okay. So it goes 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3. But we can't have that because that is literally just a 1. Can we have that as a 4, maybe? Like, is 4 gonna look too much? Because then that's by 2, if that one's by 4. So then it's like 2, 4, 2, 2, 4. Yeah, so we can't reduce this. This has to gain. So 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. Ah, this might work. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. So that kind of increases and decreases. That might be the answer. So we go 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2. Because then all of the surfaces are kind of level. So you don't end up with just like a random chunk like that. I think this looks a bit more progressive and a bit better, maybe. Of the two slopes. Yeah, you don't end up with this random thing. So we'll do that for now. So 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, and then 2, and then 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. I think we might stick with that. I think that's a pattern I can get behind. I think. I mean, it's kind of got a bit of an inwards curve, I think, but I think it looks all right. Because then it goes 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, and then 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. So I think that's better than it was. I'm not 100% on it, but I think that's the way of doing it where it's all even. Because it either you go 1 at the bottom, which means it's 2 in the middle, at which point everything looks a bit wonky, I think, or you go 2 at the bottom, which means 4 in the middle, or you go 3, which means 6, and you can't go 3 because that 6 is too much. So you either go 1 at the bottom or 2, and I think 2 is the way. I think. So yeah, I think this is good. You can kind of get a really good indication now of this being a roof with those slope bits on it. You also get a really good indication of how awkward this roof's going to be. Because it will be awkward, because it's got a panel that's going to go down here. It's got a big round window that's going to go in here as well. It's going to be probably the most difficult roof I've ever built. I don't think this beam actually is used in any way. Yeah, so we won't do this as a beam. We won't do the holes in it. We'll just do this as a solid beam. Because I don't think the holes are used at all. Because like I said, as much as I'm doing it accurately, I'm not gonna do it inaccurately. Hello, Boneless. How are you doing? It's good that you're back. I think we're going to finish off the equivalent of the bag, and then that'll be it for the stream, I think. We've done a lot of good progress with the roof. I'll show it to you in a second, once we've done this beam. Okay, that's good. I was worried that the beam was going to cover over the candle. It hasn't done though. So we still have a lot of light on that candle, which is good. There's still shadow appearing, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, it's okay, Boneless, don't worry. It's okay. You don't have to apologise. We've not done a ton of progress since you've been gone. I've added more slopes on the sides, so I'll properly show you the progress in a moment once we've done this beam. But you can tell that this is like a bit of an attic space now. It's looking good. And I think I figured out the slopes as well, because I did change them a little bit. So now it is fairly nice and patterny, you know. As I said, this should be a Technic piece that I'm building, but I can't be bothered with that. So just going to do it as a solid one, because I don't think anything goes into the Technic stuff on this side. There we go. So I've just done it as a beam. But yeah, so that's how it's looking so far, which I think looks pretty cool. And I think those slopes are okay. I think. What do you think, Boneless? What are you thinking? I am dreading doing the rest of the roof though. Because yeah, this bit's the easy part. The rest of the roof is awkward. Hey, thank you, Boneless. I'm glad it's looking good. Yeah, but the because I had to get these slopes right, because the roof is sloped. Yeah, it's awkward, and I'm about to build the hinges that it clips onto. Because not only do you have a window that's clipped into here, which is a weird curved window with a print on it, which is going to be a nightmare to build, but also you've got these panel things which slope down. If I can pull this off, it's going to look really good. It will look amazing, and this could be like my favorite thing that I've built. But it's going to be so difficult. Right, I'm just going to put down the markings first, I think. I'm doing the challenge on the DLC for where I only save at the beginning of a chapter. Oh, okay. That sounds like it will be difficult and frustrating. But I hope you succeed in your challenge. Now, how did I do these clips down here? So I went 5 out on both sides with a bar then going in between. Okay. There's 2 thickness, okay. And then that was just 2 above, 2 below, and then kind of curving out the sides. Cool, so that's kind of like that, I think. Granted, these clips are probably going to end up changing, but we'll have this like this for now. Now for the final clip. our final bar for the clip. And we'll cover that bit over, and this is where I now need to make this a little bit curved. See, it does cover that back bit, so I think that's probably the best I can do, really, with it. And it just kind of gives it a little bit of an indication of it being curved. And now I need to look at how this is actually going to be done. And surprise, surprise, half slabs are used. Basically the same thing, except it goes by 1 thickness instead of the 4. So annoying that that's that colour and not as black. Because it just doesn't blend like these ones do, because these ones have that good roundness to them. Whereas this just doesn't look right. But it kind of needs that raised bit at the same time. So like I could do those clips in Blackstone, but I don't really want to. But I may have to. Yeah. But that's how it's looking so far, and I think that that is quite accurate to how the set looks at this point, which is good. And I've got windows, which I need to add, which are going to be the same as ones down here, except in black. What is that piece that they're actually going on to? Okay, that's good. So it's just I was worried it was going to be like studs in the middle thing, but it's not. It studs at the back, which is cool. So that means we've got a light grey, which goes like this, and then we actually have the extra one on the end. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put that down here as well, so that I know where this stuff's going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just cover that over and add the thing over the top. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look, I think there's still a bit of a gap. Yeah, there is. Don't know if it's quite a 2 gap, but we'll assume it is. Now, how did I do these? Okay, I did do these in just the pure black and just kind of try fluking it a bit. Cool. Do I do those second? Probably. Did they clash with the window at all? No, but they were touching it. Because I curved it away towards, and I should have curved it away, I think. Wait, is there a way of actually sorting that? Because that looks so wonky, look at it. That looks so bad. Why does this look so bad? Oh no. Yeah, I want to sort those out because that looks really wonky. Yeah, it's okay, boneless. Hopefully it will be at 8. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to do these windows, and then that'll be it, I think, for today. Oh, actually, there's still a fair bit more. I might leave it at this point, actually. I might leave it here anyway. As much as I want to do the windows, I think we'll leave, because I need to redo those bottom bits. But I think we've done good progress. Yeah, basically the rest of this bag, we're adding windows here and here. It's then connecting them across to the tops of the bookshelves, adding slopes over them as well to kind of show this is roof, and then it's covering over that to secure it all in place, and that's the end of the bag. So I think we'll finish that on the next stream. But it's looking good so far. We have done a lot of good progress, given that that bookshelf wasn't there at the start. So we've added in all of this bit around here, and then added that bookshelf as well, and added the goblets too. And then the next stream, I will also add the flame into here, because that is a really cool detail, which adds quite a lot to the interior, I feel. So yeah, I do want to do that. But it's looking really good at the moment. I like the detail of this room and the bookshelves either side. But we're getting to the more difficult parts now of this build. But yeah, all of it's looking good. I like how that letter turned out. There's a lot of good looking stuff in the set. Some stuff that I'll probably adjust at some point, but yeah, quite like that as well. That looks quite effective. But yeah, so we'll leave it there for today. So thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed the stream. And if you're watching this after the fact, then I hope you've enjoyed it. It lasted for 2 hours and 4 minutes. That's impressive. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, goodbye everybody. Goodbye.